The surroundings were engulfed in fire, heat, and an incredibly terrifying atmosphere. Everything was burning. It seemed like a dreadful hell. A little girl stood there and said, "Please, help me." As the man reached out to touch the girl, she burned in the flames. Ha! The child vanished effortlessly. The man woke up in fear. It must have been a nightmare. I escaped. Wonderful, it was just a dream. Sitting in contemplation on his bed, the man said to himself, "No, enough. This dream was much more vivid than the last time. It felt as if I truly experienced the heat, her skin, her flesh." The man approached the mirror and looked at his reflection, grabbing a bottle that was next to it. It was as if he decided to reach for the bottle when suddenly a monstrous hand grabbed it, belonging to a creature reflected in the mirror. "Are you objecting?" the creature asked. "I'm speaking now," it shouted. "No amount of cheap alcohol will make me silent, Jason." The creature greedily started drinking the alcohol and then said, "Remarkable, as if the last 1500 years in our chains taught you nothing. This is only a temporary solution. There will always be a stronger panacea." The creature extended the bottle, surprising the man, who thought to himself, "My demon is my mirror, my reflection." A feeble drama, he thought. The creature responded, "I'm returning to you. Your ability to contain me within is deteriorating with every dream about that little girl. I adore this place, the fiery version of our home. The Valley of Death, a dark and terrifying night." The man, staring at his bottle, looked and pondered, "What is happening? What is this message? The answer is here. It must be here. It's tightened like a noose around my soul." He also heard the creature's final words, "Perfect, while you chase after these delicious nightmares, find us some fresh meat for your ghosts. Just don't forget that old nightmares never fade away." The man stared at himself in the mirror for a couple of minutes, then drank what remained in the bottle. It was a dark, dark night outside, and the only sound was that of a dark and very black motorcycle. The motorcycle arrived at the local bar late at night. The driver stopped and took off the helmet, revealing a brunette girl. "Damn, another vision of Etrigan and the child," the girl said. "This time it's painful, which means I'm close to the source of the vision. Which likely means the demon. And Jackson. I thought I'd prepare on the go, so to speak. Then I took a short break before the storm." Suddenly, a man approached the girl from behind. "Excuse me, miss," he said. "Zenata," she replied. "Yeah, whatever. It seems like you're mumbling something." "Is everything okay?" the passerby asked. "Yes, thank you." Spending a lot of time alone, you start reading a lot of monologues. "Now, if you'll excuse me," the girl didn't finish her sentence as the man grabbed her hand and said, "I prefer not to let you go. I'd rather you have a drink with me. Please." Sighing, the girl thought to herself and looked sadly at the man. In an instant, she felt an incredible surge of strength, grew furious, and delivered a powerful blow with her helmet straight to the man's head. The drunkard fell to the ground, and the girl asked, "Anyone else?" She received a response, "Certainly not." "He just wanted to have a drink, lady," the girl replied. "You don't need to be clairvoyant to see that it's not simple." The man on the ground retorted, "Bitch." The girl turned around and asked, "Bitch, huh?" "Well, okay." On a dark night, a car was driving with a large family inside. "You're behaving like a herd of donkeys," one of the parents replied. The children in the car were truly misbehaving. "Alicia is going crazy. We didn't do anything to John, honestly." "Quiet," the mother shouted. "Or I'll sew your mouths shut with your own shoelaces." Oh, the children replied. The father turned around to the back seat and asked, "Hey, sweetheart, did you have another dream?" Yes, but I didn't sleep. My head hurts now. I saw, the daughter replied. Another horned monster? The father asked. Yes, the daughter answered. Then you definitely slept, the father replied. Tomorrow we'll be at the hotel. Try to get some rest. A little more. No, I can't, Dad. Darling, you need some sleep, or else you won't be able to have fun. Remember, it was your idea, remember? Vacation in the Valley of Death. Passion and adventure, the daughter smiled in response. Just remember that nightmares don't harm you in reality. They end as soon as you wake up. They always go away. Promise? The daughter asked. I promise, the father replied. The same Jason sat at his house, drinking his favorite alcohol. The magic here is strong. I like it. And it is arriving. The man spoke to himself, but his words continued to come out of his mouth. Camelot, Gotham, even our previous city, Los Angeles. There's electricity everywhere. But only here, it feels like sitting on an electric chair. Just shut up. That ship sailed a long time ago and sank. I wonder, if I drive you crazy, will your mind split in two? Try it, and I'll never let you go. Empty threat. I haven't run in ages. How much longer will we stay in this magnificence? I wait. For what? I didn't venture this far for nothing. Something is bound to happen. The man looked closely at the sky and saw something fiery and immense. Right now. Do you feel it? He continued to gaze at the sky and saw an unidentified object hurtling towards him, burning intensely and of great size. It's real hell, real hell. Fire blazing all around, a massive rocket flying, and it lands right next to the man, causing a huge explosion and fire. A massive cloud of smoke and fire rose, and the sounds were so loud, set free. A passing family in a car noticed the massive smoke and fire. The children in the car were shocked, looking at it and screaming, "Mommy, Daddy," they were frightened. The biker woman on the black motorcycle also noticed, "I'm too late." The man doesn't understand what's happening. The man started talking to the smoke. It was some kind of dreadful spirit. Whatever it may be, death is unlikely to spare us. My form will give us a better chance. It's your trick. You know it's not me. So we'll perish in my form, our connection is inevitable. If you were waiting for destruction, you will find it now. The smoke or spirit demolished everything around. Rise, demon, the man shouted and stretched out his hands. At that moment, due to this incident, there was chaos in the city's government. Oh God! The test missile deviated from its course. Inside the missile office, there was great panic, everyone running back and forth. Experts were saying, radioactive fallout. We need to switch the payload. How is this possible? No word to the press, emergency response. Some kind of transformation occurred. Why didn't the self-destruct protocol work? Where is General Marks? Someone, find General Marks. The same general sat sadly in his office and talked to some master. Everything is ready, master, my God. In response to the phone call, he heard, "Don't address me like that, General." "I apologize, master. I simply never thought about the consequences of the order." "And why do you need it, servant?" "My plans, they're my plans." "Has everything necessary been loaded into the rocket?" As he spoke on the phone, the general began to burn alive. "Since childhood, I served you faithfully, I did everything you asked. I betrayed my world for you. I need your embrace, you promised." In response, he heard, "You will have them, in a way. Your usefulness is exhausted." End of communication. Everything around was engulfed in dark black smoke, and everything burned intensely. That same family in the car with children was fleeing from the burned-out vehicle. The parents were no longer there, but the children were still alive and desperately trying to escape death. They pleaded and begged for help. "Help us," they cried, but all they heard from these demons were the words, "Come back." The children ran away from the fiery spirits, and only a little girl from the family remained. This girl tried to escape from the evil hot spirits of fire or the demon. She ran and ran, stumbled, and fell, screaming loudly for help. Suddenly, a massive demon of fire appeared. It was Adrian. "I hate being interrupted," he said. The mighty and fearsome fire demon fought against the small fire spirits, who yelled back at him, "Deceptive deceivers." He replied, "Embraces are a terribly empty waste of time. And pointless, before the killer from hell. Yes, I am free. It's time for some fun. Change. I'm glad, but who is behind it all?" The evil demon heard the cries of the girl asking for help. He approached and extended his hand. "Sure, child, no problem." As a friend, a man who had been having those dreams appeared. He asked the demon, "Will you really kill the star of our visions?" "Impossible," the demon replied. "As for me, it seems a bit hasty. And it seemed to me that you no longer rhyme. I rhyme when I want to. Only with you, I'm silent." And the demon struck the man in the stomach with a powerful blow. But suddenly, the demon's hand passed right through the man, and he said, "Oh no." "Oh yes," the man replied. "Utterly futile. Now you are possessed by me. It seems that much has changed, my dear friend. Though, it seems to me that we can confidently assume that all this will not end well." And the demon disappeared from sight. There was a massive unidentified object protruding from the ground on Earth. The advanced team arrived at the scene by helicopter. "Advanced team on site, sir." They disembarked from the helicopter and began to survey the area. "No signs of radiation anymore. Confirm your data. Something definitely emanates from this structure. It seems to be expanding very slowly. Let's take a closer look." "Negative, too dangerous." The commander decided to approach closer. "All good, Commander. There is something pleasant emanating from it, but what about my dog?" "Not a step closer, soldier," ordered the commander to the soldier who was approaching the object. The soldier, upon touching the unidentified object, went completely mad. He abruptly turned around and opened fire on his entire team. The team lost communication. The radio called for reception. Anyone respond? Unfortunately, no one answered because no one remained alive. The main protagonist stood together with the demon, and they were discussing something. "Wait a second. Let me assess. Take a breath." The demon replied, "For the incorporeal, breathing doesn't matter. Completely immaterial." The demon blew fire from its mouth directly at the main protagonist, but it had no effect. Hope dies last. The demon and the main protagonist found themselves in an incomprehensible place, with everything burning around them. It resembled hell. "I know that with words, you won't return me to hell. If you could, my gaze would have long ago been satisfied with infernal landscapes." "What are you trying to say?" the man asked. He added, "And how would you name this site?" "Ha," the demon remarked fairly. "You said you had nothing to do with the bomb and that it's not your style. But no matter how our unbreakable bonds allow us to know each other, you still remain a citizen of the underworld." The demon replied, "Honesty is not one of my strong points. But have you ever doubted me? It doesn't matter anymore. The world has finally turned in the right direction. Of course, except for you." "That's also true," the man noted. And turning around, the demon looked at a little frightened girl. The wicked demon said, Everything has changed except for one little girl." The man stood in front of him and said, "Etrigan, please listen." The demon walked past the man and said, "In a world so beautifully destroyed, she is the anomaly." The man shouted back at him, "She can provide answers." "You can't keep me here for long, Jason." The man replied to him, "You wouldn't dare." What a vision! The demon was getting closer to the girl. "I'm not interested in these visions. You even smell different." "Like an overripe fruit," the demon replied. Suddenly the man asked him, "Etrigan, do you like dripping faucets?" "Dripping faucets?" the demon asked, puzzled. No one likes dripping faucets, not even creatures from the underworld. What starts as a mere drop turns into a hammer, then a cannon, and so on. And if it keeps dripping on you again and again, torture, the kind you would applaud. Consider me as such a faucet, Etrigan, but instead of water, goodness flows through me, the man replied. And it's not about me. You and your actions have deprived me of this gift. However, I will tell you about every noble deed and all the kindness I have witnessed. I will treat you to all the beautiful altruistic and love-filled facts I know. The demon glared at the man maliciously and leaned in closer to his face. But the man continued, "I will be your faucet against your forehead, drip, drip, drip." The demon became extremely angry and struck the man directly in the head. "Do you think you can control me again? Do you believe you can tame me?" Despite the blow, the man responded easily, "We both know the effect you had when you weakened my mental barriers. You became my omnipresent, unstoppable voice, just like I am for you now. In short, are you leaving, or can I start with butterflies?" "Butterflies." The demon got scared. "Your resilience knows no bounds. Well played. You have been a marvelous mentor," the man replied. The man leaned towards the little girl and asked, "Girl, can you see me?" Yes, I think so," she replied in a frightened voice. "Tell me, what is your name?" the man asked. "My name is Xanadu, Madam Xanadu." "Or no," the girl hesitated nervously. The demon became furious and rushed forward, saying, "To me, they both sound like betrayal. You must." Without even turning around, the man stopped the demon and said, "Butterflies, teddy bears, kittens. Stop pretending to be a rejected lover. We have both had enough time to forget about the days of demon nights." Looking at the frightened little girl, the man said, "I apologize for the rudeness. I apologize for everything, truly. I promise I will do everything in my power to prevent any further harm to you. Can you tell me why you named yourself like that?" The girl held her head, burst into tears, and said, "That's not my name. I don't remember my name, but I know. I know where Xanadu is, in the Valley of Death. She's close. I will take you to her," the man told her. That evening, they all set off for the Valley of Death. As soon as they arrived, the demon said, "This place suits me." The man replied to him, "It lacks a bit of refinement." "Saving a woman who abandoned us is like pulling our own teeth," said the demon. "No one abandoned you, no one even loved you," replied the man. "She's inside. She needs help, I think," said the girl. "Are you curious about what's inside too?" the man asked, posing a question. Enormous, terrifying spirits of the demon of hell surrounded us. There was a scent of fire and fear in the air, and an ugly voice could be heard saying, "Drink with me." "Hide, girl, quickly," shouted the man. Then he asked, "Etrigan, are you okay?" "As much as it's possible for you." "Oh, I'm fine," the demon replied. "More than fine, actually. Hurry and find what you were looking for." A fierce battle between demons began. It was a fiery and intense fight. Etrigan was having fun during the fight. Oh, what a joy! There's a chance to play and rhyme for once.